But it's so sad. But 24 hours race in Dubai is not that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean,
Like what's that? Was that Lamas?
Le Mans.
Like yeah, the
Le Mans,
Lamar
24 hour
yeah,
Le Mans, yeah.
that's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean
That's a prestige race.
because this is like a GT kind of races. You know, there's
Mhm.
a lot of different racing. You know, there's GT, which is like the touring car. That's what I do. And
Yeah.
then there's the Formula cars, and then the LMP1 cars. That's like Formula One, and then there's LMP1, which
Yeah.
is like the top level of
But
touring
in
cars.
but in Lamas, all of them take part in
yeah,
it.
everything.
Every there are different
everyone
categories.
does,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is just dedicated mostly towards, and even the Le Mans cars also participate in it. You know,
Mm,
it's like just a different series. And,
different series. Yeah.
and it's not, the reach isn't that much, but it is, good. It's good for your resume. So
Yeah, it is good for a resume. I had crazy fun being on a track because I saw a couple of accidents go down, and it's like whoa. And then you're spending 24 hours with them,
yeah.
so you're literally sleeping on the track.
Yeah.
With them. Is you got your own place. You sleep there. You're up after every or 2 hours. You're taking substitution with the other guy, and you're back on there. You're just fully focused, and then you see how these drivers live too at that situation, because not all are really coming from a team that they have their own accommodations and stuff. They live there. They've got containers and stuff.
Yeah.
They got beds put in, and they got a
Motorhomes.
tent with food and everything, and these guys are just like back and forth always, and the race is going on for 24 hours. It's mental. You're completely drained out by the end of it, because it's like 2 days for us.
Okay.
So we go 6 hours one day before when they do the qualifications and everything, and then you start the 24 hours the next day. You got another 12 hours to sleep, and then you're back on the track. It's mental.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
it's just.
Is that something you want to do 24 hours?
I'm not really sure. I like my races short and fun.
Yeah, because there are like 5 drivers, so you can just always keep taking turns.
But it's just you do a good race and then your teammate fucks up because he had a crash. It's just. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just. I would stick to like circuit racing, which are just like just like Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
I like those type of racing. Endurance, maybe I will, but I don't know. Not so sure.
Not so sure. Not now. So, let's talk about where you started off from.
The racing?
Yeah. So, when was it that you started off? 10 years old?
I mean, how did you know?
I have to do my research on you, man.
Okay. I'm curious.
If I have a guest on board, I need to know a little bit about him, so I
okay.
got to do a little bit of a research, look up online and see some articles and this and stuff.
Okay. I'm surprised it's out in the world,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did, how it works in India. I mean, if you have lived in India and learned how to drive in India, you know that everybody starts off with a bike,
Yeah.
So my uncle's, I'll be like kind of, young and not able to like reach the ground and stuff. So my uncle just taught me how to use the clutch on the bike and, throttle and just the brakes. I can't reach down, so I can do the clutch, the gear, the brakes, front brakes, and everything. I just understood how it works, and I used to drive, and he used to sit in the back and just balance, when we stopped. So and then we had a car back then. We had a Lancer,
Beautiful
not the
car.
Evo,
Yeah,
just
beautiful.
the normal.
I had the Lancer too.
Okay.
Beautiful car. Yeah.
And we had a empty space for the car to be parked, and I was like, okay, so the clutch is here, and the clutch is in the foot for the car, and I always sit in the front, even though it's illegal in the other countries when you're a kid,
Right.
But in India it's fine. I just put the seatbelt on, and I sit and I just observe, and I just try to drive the car, whenever I can, and near my house there's a huge space to park the car, and I just drive around there, and I just took it out on the road, and I've been driving ever since, and
Yeah.
just applied whatever I saw, and started
That's
driving.
how usually it always ends up being, right?
Yeah, I mean, some things are you're just made for some things, and I don't know, that's what I was made for, and I never stopped, figuring out a way to get into racing, and luckily I did last year, and
So how does his interest for racing come in from?
yeah, I mean, I've always had interest for like machines and like vehicles, like when I was a kid I wanted to get all the licenses available, cars, bikes, boats, planes, whatnot, I don't know, I guess it kind of comes from my grandpa, who was like, he was in Dubai, he was working in Dubai, and he can operate cranes, trucks, trailers, cars, whatnot, whatever you name it. He's a great mechanic, so I guess it kind of passed out on me, and I just figured out how to drive it when I was 10 years old. And when you go into motorsport, everybody learns driving when they're 10 years old or younger. So
yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not that special anymore because everyone around you is the same.
Yeah.
But when normal people ask you, oh my God, 10 years old, that's crazy, dude. How did you do that? But that's how it began, and I don't know. I always kept, okay, yeah, I should be, better, and I always kept thinking, okay, how do I, better my driving skills, and that's what landed me up here, and the search never stopped, even though I was like, studying, and like I had no, like, I don't do karting back then, and my dad's like very, he's like safety is important, stuff like that. You know how Indian parents are, any parent is, nobody wants their kid to like, go in like such a dangerous sport. So I didn't start out in karting, I just drive the cars, because I was kind of okay, normal height, I guess, when I was 10 years old, and then by the time I was in grade 8, I was like this tall, and I'm still this tall, so I could fit in most of the cars, and I've been driving since I was 10, and just every single time I could get an opportunity, I would be driving, so.
So you always had that interest of racing since a younger age?